Get the yellow ties on, everybody. It is deadline day, and what has been a very boring window for Celtic, a very underwhelming window for Celtic, is coming to quite a fiery end. There's a lot of things to talk about. Celtic need to get business done tonight, and some names are doing the rounds. It's hectic as ever. Ladies and gents, it's transfer deadline day. If you haven't already, please make sure to hit like and subscribe. Thank you to everybody who has been watching throughout the month of January as we've tried to get our way through what has been a very boring window. And if you're here for the first time, please make sure to drop down below, hit like and subscribe. Tonight we will be live on the channel. We're filming the podcast later on this evening as well to be released tomorrow. And tonight I'll be on the channel doing my usual deadline day stream in case any last minute deals get done at the club, so make sure to check into that at, I think we're going to go live around 20 to 11 tonight. The window shuts at half 11, so about half 10, 20 to 11, make sure to check out the stream and you'll get everything, all the reaction tonight, because right now things are changing rapidly, so bear with me. It's 3 o'clock at time of recording. Keep that in mind when you're watching this video back. Things will change rapidly. Names will come and go. Deals might fall through. Things may happen in the next few hours between recording and uploading. It could go out of date, but that's the nature of the beast when it comes to deadline day. So don't be in the comments going, oh, that deal fell through actually, because it obviously it could fall through. This isn't live. This is pre-recorded. Just keep that in mind. Let's start with the outgoing, shall we? Because I don't think much will change with the players who are due to leave the club. We said all window that there had to be trimming done at Celtic. The squad had to go down in size, and we've left it pretty late, but there is a couple of players who will be leaving today on deadline day by the looks of things, and we're going to try and fire through them very quickly. We did speak about a couple of these players yesterday, so much hasn't changed, but it looks as though deals are done, and we are going to see a couple of players leave the club. David Turnbull is going to Cardiff City by the looks of it for a fee of £2 million, which I'm honestly very shocked at, and I must say, decent business by the club, because I thought we'd get nothing for David Turnbull. If anything, I thought we'd maybe get 500 grand, $1 million if we were lucky. He only has 5 or 6 months left on his current deal. We knew he wasn't going to be getting offered a new contract at Celtic, and a lot of people I have seen saying, why are we letting him go? We need him. We shouldn't be letting him go at this point in the window. Depth isn't going to be great. But we've got an abundance of central midfielders at the club. And David Turnbull, I know he has contributed with goals this season, but when you look at overall performances, he hasn't been brilliant. And if he's not got a future at the club, we may as well cash in. It has sparked the need for a midfielder, and we're going to touch on that very shortly in the video. So don't worry, the club don't look to be neglecting it completely. But we've seen how the windows went. But he is going to be going to Cardiff for a fee of £2 million. He's had a pretty stellar career at Celtic. Nothing exceptional. That first season, that was exceptional. He was the highlight of a doom and gloom COVID season where he was Player of the Year and had a class introduction to life at Celtic. But since then, it's not really kicked on. He's been unlucky with injuries here and there. I wish him all the best at Cardiff City if the move goes through and it's finished in time. But it looks as though it will be £2 million for someone that has 5 months on their deal. Yeah, I think we spent about 3 on him, but we got our money's worth. He's contributed with goals over the years, and he's contributed this year as well. So David Turnbull will be off today. Another player who will be away today is Mikey Johnston. He looks as though he's about to complete a loan move to West Bromwich Albion in the English Championship also. That's going to be a loan deal until the end of the season. Further details yet to emerge as to whether or not that's going to have an option to buy or whatever, but by the sounds of it, it's just a loan until the end of the season. It's for getting him away to play. He needs the football, and that's the thing with Mikey Johnston. For as much as I don't think he has a future at Celtic, if he has to have a future at Celtic, he needs to be playing regularly. He needs to be playing at a decent level. West Brom in the Championship is a good place for him to go and play football for the second half of the season. So that move looks as though it will be also completed today, and we could be seeing the last of Mikey Johnston, really, because who knows if he'll play for us next year. And finally, a shock story which emerged today in the Daily Record is that James Forrest could be leaving Celtic today on deadline day. It's not a guarantee, it's something that just came out of nowhere around midday. This was the headlines. James Forrest tipped for shock Celtic transfer exit as Mikey Johnston's departure nears and Kurzawa reality emerges. We'll talk about Kurzawa later on, but the report goes on to say that a report claims Celtic life for James Forrest could be in line for a shock Parkhead exit on deadline day as Mikey Johnson closes in on West Brom. TalkSport claimed the club's longest serving player could be on the way out after months after his emotional testimonial against Athletic Bilbao. The 34-year-old has struggled for regular game time since the return of his mentor Brendan Rodgers, but has featured only 18 times with a string of cameo roles. But now they're open to offers for the Scottish international. So it seems like Celtic are willing to listen to any potential offers that may be tabled. James Forrest is in that stage of his career now that I don't think there's going to be a lot of teams who have the money to maybe keep up with the wages he might expect. And if he's getting money at Celtic, he might want to sit and cash in on it. I don't know if he'll leave. It's not a definite. But it wasn't a story I was expecting to hear today. So keep an eye on it. James Forrest could be leaving the club by tonight, which would be a bit of a shock. I mean, with opinions aside, he's a very polarising player. One of the most polarising players in Celtic history. You either love him or you hate him. But he has dedicated his whole career to this club. He's been here since I was 9 years old in the first team. It would feel pretty strange seeing him go. So we'll see how that develops. We'll see if he goes anywhere. Maybe a loan deal might come in. Once again, he probably does want to play football, and he's not getting that here at Celtic. He's got no place in this squad, and that's the reality. So we'll see where that goes. And a couple of last-minute stories on transfers out of the club and trimming the squad. Gustav Lagerbielke, that deal to Lecce is off. It's 90% off, claim the Daily Record. Gustav Lagerbielke won't be going to Lecce this window, despite the fact they wanted rid of him. This has all been a part of the Cameron Carter-Vickers saga. He's now injured again. We have no clue how long it will be, but it looks like it might be quite a lengthy injury for Vickers. On that note, we don't have time to go out and find another centre-half, so Lagerbielke looks to be staying. And someone coming back to the club is Adam Montgomery. His loan to Motherwell has been cut short. It has been cancelled, not because we've recalled him because we want to use him, because he's picked up a significant injury as well. He has picked up a big one, and he's going to come back to Celtic to do his recovery and rehab rather than staying at Motherwell. So it was short-lived. He only went about 2 weeks ago. He's back at Celtic. Not much you can do about it. I wish Adam all the best with his recovery. It's hectic. It is absolutely hectic. That was me trying to fire through the outs. Now I've got to do the ins. Where Celtic are looking to get some business done on deadline day. They've left it late. I've seen a fantastic summary of it earlier on Twitter. Shout out to you, Connor. I think it was you who put it up. He compared it to when you're at uni and you leave your assignment to the night before. Celtic have 10,000 words to get done today. We've got to make signings, and Celtic are leaving at last minute. The club are looking for a left back. We're awaiting the announcement of Adam Ida, and there's also talk of a central midfielder. So let's run over these things very, very quickly. Right, Adam Ida is in Glasgow. He touched down at Glasgow Airport last night. At time of recording, he hasn't been officially announced as a Celtic player. That could change in the next few minutes, let alone hours. I'm expecting that announcement to come. But he is in Glasgow. As long as he passes the medical, he will be a Celtic player today. So that's that done. We've got our striker that we were looking for. Once again, opinions aside, whether you wanted them or not, the news is that Adam Ida is in Glasgow. He's done the medical. We're waiting on the announcement. A left back, though. What is happening with the left back situation? Well, Sky Sports reported this earlier, that Celtic are trying to bring in a left back tonight and are interested in a move for PSG's Livan Kurzawa. We also had a bid rejected for Wolves left back Hugo Bueno. Apparently, Wolves not interested in sending the left back out on loan for the second part of the season, which made Celtic obviously need to look at other options. Kurzawa, by my understanding, don't take it as word, isn't going to happen. I think we're too far off in terms of wage. He's playing for PSG. He's on a hefty wage. I think financially, the clubs are apart in what they can come to agree. Kurzawa won't be a Celtic player, by my understanding. We have exhausted a lot of our options. We have tried for numerous left backs down in England. It doesn't seem like any are going to be coming here on loan. However, we are still trying. They're hopefully going to bring in a left back, and I feel like this window now hinges on the success of signing a left back. If we can get a left back in tonight, and maybe even sign a central midfielder, which has been spoke about, they can recover this window. It won't be ideal. It's still a disappointment. It's still an underwhelming window. We've not done what I think we should have set out to do and bring in the exact quality we needed, but it will do for the second half of the season. It's like bare minimum stuff. But we need to get a left back. We really do. But there's one name that started floating around in the last hour, which would be a very attractive signing for Celtic if there's a chance of it happening. The Daily Record have been reporting that there is rumours bubbling away about Harrison Burrows of Peterborough, the posh, down in League One in England. This was the report they put out at 2:30 today. Left back is a priority position for Celtic, and the latest name doing the rounds is Harrison Burrows of Peterborough United. The 22-year-old came through, has been in the posh academy setup since the age of 6 and progressed through the first team, making his debut at the age of just 15 in a pre-season friendly. He has produced some eye-catching performances to help them with their championship promotion push. And I know what people will be saying, oh, League One, great, that's where we're going. Listen, League One is where we signed Matt O'Reilly, and he has been one of our best players in recent memory. So don't suddenly start throwing shade at League One. Harrison Burrows looks like a talented player, a good player. He's got 8 assists this season in League One for Peterborough, who are pushing for promotion. They have been really, really good. They've been cooking, as the kids would say. I would like Harrison Burrows. Will it happen? I don't know. It's just one of the latest names doing the rounds. The big part of the story is that it's a priority position for today, and they really want to get a left back in. Which takes us to the final story, being that Celtic are targeting a midfielder today, which came out of the blue. I did not expect to see it, but apparently Celtic are targeting a central midfielder. The report goes on to say that champion Celtic are eyeing a new midfielder to bolster their engine room on deadline day. The Record understands that the position is high on the club's to-do list, with David Turnbull joining Cardiff in a £2 million deal and Rio Hatate suffering an injury with Japan. So that makes sense, because we don't know how long Hatate's going to be out for. We know that Turnbull's on the way out, so we probably do need another player in there. Will it be anybody spectacular? I don't think so, but it's just something to keep your eye on as the day goes on. There could be a couple of players we didn't expect to see come through the door at Celtic today. And I think that's pretty much it. And for now, I know I've been talking really, really fast today, and I've kind of flew through things. That's the pace of it all on deadline day, because things are changing, developing. I mean, if I was to go on Twitter right now and hit refresh, I bet you another story would pop up. So I want to get the video up. I want to get going. I want to get on the podcast. I want to get on live tonight. We could be very different tonight. I don't know what's going to happen on that live stream, so make sure to check it out. But that is where we currently stand at 3:10 on the 1st of February 2024. Yeah, wow. Let's see what happens. Like and subscribe. I'll see you tonight. Cheerio.